Hello and welcome everyone, my name is Cypress, and in this video I'm going to be giving you an overview of survival hunter abilities. I'm going to make it pretty short, around 10 minutes if possible, and let's get right into it. I'm going to start showing you from number 1 on my bar, and I'm going to show you the most important ones. Let's start with the flanking strike, which is right over here so you can see it better. It's just a strike that you're gonna use every time it's off CD, and it helps you build up Mongoose Bite stacks. If you want to find out more, just check it out on the passive. We're gonna look at them pretty fast, but nothing too much. I just want to cover the main abilities and show you how the spec kind of works. Okay, let's go to the next one. And the most important one is Mongoose Bite, which is right here. Mongoose Bite is going to be your most important ability / spell that you're going to be stacking on the target. Mongoose Bite gives you Mongoose Fury stacks on the target, goes up to 6, and each time it increases the Mongoose Bite damage by 50%. Mongoose Bite is going to be your top damage dealer, and you want to be putting Mongoose Bite stacks all the time on your target. Let's go to the next one. It's called Lacerate. It's right here. It's my third button, most used spell. Lacerate is just a physical damage over time ability, bleed, that you want to have 100% uptime on the target. Basically put it up, leave it there as much as possible, and you're also going to be using it every time it's off cooldown, because the duration of the ability is 12 seconds. The actual cooldown is 10 seconds, so every time it's off cooldown, just put it on the target and refresh it. Let's go to the other important ones. Are gonna be Dragon's Fire Grenade, which is a grenade, fires a big burst of damage to the target and the surrounding enemies. Also, the one you're gonna be speccing also into is gonna be your trap, which is gonna be right here. Traps, explosive trap, also a DPS cooldown that you're going to be using off cooldown. So how does this work? Why are they so important? Okay, so what you're going to do on your opener, you're going to put flanking strike, which is going to give you a buff when you spec into it. Then you're going to put lacerate because it's going to be affected by your buff. And then you're going to start doing Mongoose Bites, because you're gonna be out of focus. Flanking strike costs 50 focus, and lacerate costs 35. You're gonna be out of focus by then, so you want to stack Mongoose Bites. Start stacking Mongoose Bite. Right after you do that rotation, flanking strike is gonna be off the global cooldown, so you press it again, and it has a chance to give you 2 additional Mongoose Bites. So that's the whole rotation. And then you're going to be using Dragon's Fire Grenade and Explosive Trap off the cooldown. There is another thing that's going to come when actually Legion launches. Right now we're in the pre patch. That's going to be your artifact weapon, which is Fury of the Eagle. And what it does is, as soon as you have 6 stacks on Mongoose Bite, it does damage based on the how many stacks you have. So when you stack to 6, you do Fury of the Eagle, and it has a 45-second cooldown. So you don't have to worry about that. So how does it go? Flanking strike, lacerate, you're out of focus, 3 Mongoose Bites, Dragon's Fire Grenade, Explosive Trap, big damage. And now I want to quickly go over the defensive and offensive cooldowns that you have pretty fast. So offensive ones, the huge offensive big damage spells are going to be Aspect of the Eagle, which is this one. gives you critical chance, and also gives you stack of Mongoose bites, which in turn gives you Mongoose Fury stacks. That's how it works. Anyway, so when you're out of it, you pop it, and it's gonna give you more Mongoose bites. So you keep stacking and stacking and stacking Mongoose Fury debuff, or buff. Actually, it is a buff. So you're gonna keep stacking it, and gives you critical chance. And with the artifact weapon, gives you 30% increase damage. But we're gonna talk about this in another video. The other huge offensive spell is gonna be Snake Hunter, which comes with the talents, and you gotta spec into it. We're gonna go over it in the other video. It's called Snake Hunter. Gives you 3 additional stacks of Mongoose Bite. Why do you need that? Because with the current gear and setup, you're not gonna have enough Mongoose Bite procs to stack it up to 6 times. You're never gonna have it. If you're super lucky, super lucky, maybe you do, but otherwise you're not gonna have 6 stacks. How do you do the burst? You take Snake Hunter talent, gives you additional 3, so use 3, gives you additional 3, stack it up to 6, huge damage. And then let's go to the, so that's your 2 big cooldowns, and then you have Dragon's Fire Grenade and Explosive Trap is, you know, small cooldowns, but pretty good as well. So let's go to the defensive ones. Exhilaration, which heals you for 30% and your pet for 100% of your health. And Aspect of the Turtle, which basically deflects all attacks made against you. And if you have been dotted or you have some kind of damage over town abilities, it reduces them by 30%. So that's your big cooldowns in your abilities, the most important abilities. And I'm gonna make another video that's gonna show that's gonna be named Tips and Tricks, and I'm gonna show you the rotation there, some of the other abilities, and some of the utility spells that you have, and how the pet works with all that stuff. But I wanted to go over the main abilities that the hunter has and show it to you. Also, I'm going to be making a video for the talents, then another video for the PvP talents, and then another video for the artifact weapon. And I'm going to be aiming for each of those videos to be around 10 minutes, 6 to 10 minutes if possible. So check out those and wait for those videos if you want to find out more about the Survival Hunter PvP.